I appreciate Shami and Privilege for giving me this opportunity to present to you today. At least it's honing my skills. I will become better and better. So thank you, Shami and Privilege. So I'd like to start by saying, you know what Apple says? What Apple says? Apple says that the people who are brave enough to change the world are the ones who actually do so. What does that mean? If you believe that you can change the world, if you believe that you've got an idea that can bring about change, you are the person who can actually do it. Not that person maybe who can sit around and write a business plan, a perfect business plan, but then implementing it is that. But your mindset is the one that tells you that you can change the world. It is the one that tells you that you can make a difference. Starting a business is a marathon. It's not a sprint. I know some of us would want to be sprinting and going, a sprint like a 100-meter sprint. You run fast and then you reach your goal. But a business is not like that. It's like a marathon. You won't make money in the first week, you won't make money in the first month, you won't make money in the first year, but you can make money after 5 years or even after 10 years. That's a business for you. So what you have to do is to look at your business and say, is my business making money? If you're not making money, you can go for 6 months without booking an engagement. You can go for a year without your product even being realized, even on the shelves. But would that make you stop? No, because remember, when you're trying to build a business, you're trying to build on something slow by slow, and then you eventually get there. So remember that starting a business is a marathon and it's not a sprint. So as you're trying to assess your business capabilities, you want to look at your personal assessment. You assess yourself whether you're able to run a business. What do you look at? You don't just wake up and say, I want to run a business. I think I can do it. Have you assessed yourself? The first thing, are you committed? Are you committed? Are you going to be committed to your business? Are you going to be working 24/7 for your business? Are you going to wake up? Are you going to source things? Are you going to travel? Are you going to put money in it? Are you going to be committed in your business? Commitment is an aspect that is very important. If you are not committed in your business, then really forget about it. It's not going to take off. It's actually going to stall, and you'll be wondering what happened to your business. So as you're trying to build your business, or as you're trying to think whether you should go into business or whether I should do this business, look at yourself and say, am I committed? So you rate yourself and you say, is this a strength or is this a weakness? So maybe you tick. Maybe right now you can, for the list of items that I'm going to look at, you can write as we go. So you say commitment and then you tick strength or you tick weakness, so that you know by end of day whether what are your weaknesses and what are your strengths. And then those weaknesses you work on towards improving them. It's not like all the things that I'm going to say, yeah, you have them. We all have our strengths and we all have our weaknesses. So commitment, is it something that you struggle with? Or commitment, is it something that you have a strength in? So you tick yourself and you say, I've got a strength in commitment. Oh, this one I suffer. I'm not so committed into my business, so it's a weakness. And then the second thing is motivation. Are you motivated to start your business? What's motivating you? Do you have that drive to say even if things are down, you can do it? Or so you also tick here, am I motivated enough to see my business through so that I'll be able to say, no, I'm motivated through thick and thin. So you also tick whether it's your strength and whether it's also a weakness. If you're someone who is not motivated, what it means, you have to work on that weakness. And if you are motivated, it means it's a strength, then it means it's a good thing. You can go to the next thing. Are you someone who is able to take risks? We know there are people who are risk averse and the others who are risk what? What are they called? Risk averse and risk what? Risk tolerant, risk takers. So are you someone who can take risks? If you are risk averse, then it's going to be very difficult for you to go into business. But if it's a weakness, like I said again, then you should know that, no, I'm a risk-averse person. Even in our different organizations, we know that our leaders, we can say, this leader doesn't want to take risks. This one takes risks. Maybe if it's an order, maybe to supply Maputi at OK supermarket, or maybe you want to supply Maputi to my supermarket, but you have never dealt with me and you don't know me. Do you take that risk of saying, Floven, I'm going to supply you with 1 ton of Maputi and then you can pay me after 7 days, like you said? Do you trust me enough to take that risk and say my payment will come after 7 days. Or you say, no, I just want my half payment down. At least I'll be assured that you pay the other balance when it comes to. So are you a person who takes risks or not? And then making decisions. Are you able to make decisions? Can you make a final decision in your organization and say, okay, I'm going to do this, and you are firm with your decision? Or you're someone who is hesitant in making decisions, and then the decision will take long to be fulfilled? So which one are you? Can you make decisions quickly and efficiently so that the organization can move forward? So if you're able to make decisions quickly, good for you. If you are not, it means it's a weakness. It's something that you might need to work around and see how are you able to make decisions as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Ability to handle stress. Can you handle stress of running a business? Who can say, I've never had stress when running my business? It's a joyride, I enjoy my business. We all have stress. And sometimes the stress is so high. The other time, I had this person that I was taking through the growth of their organization. So she called. She didn't have salaries, money for salaries. And it was now the first of every month. And you can imagine the salaries when they are not through by the first of every month. She also called and she was crying because she had made an order in Dubai, but the order had not yet come through. And she was hoping the order would come through maybe 2 weeks before, and she can make sales and then enough to make salaries by the end of the month. But there were no salaries, and the order was not even yet dispatched from Dubai. And she was crying, saying, what am I going to do? I'm just up and saying, you know, this family, someone has got their wife who is pregnant and they're at the hospital, they need money, and I don't even have money. So, you know, those are the kind of stresses. Can you deal with that when you don't have money to pay salaries, when you don't have money to fulfill that order, when you don't have money even to pay for your day-to-day living, or for your fees, or for your kids, or for your wife? Can you handle that pressure? Can you handle that stress? Or you'd rather remain in a formal organization where at least you are guaranteed your monthly salary is coming every month? Can you handle stress? Problem solving. Are you able to solve problems when they arise in your organization? Can you quickly solve the problems? What can you do? What do you need to do to solve problems in your organization? And then goal orientation. Do you set goals for your organization, for your business? If I ask, maybe I might just ask 1 or 2 people here, what are your goals in the next 5 years? I'll start with you. Say, what is your goal for the next 5 years? To make money. Okay. Someone else, what's your goal, Shami? She wants to make money as well. So as you set your goals, then you need to be specific about your goals. In the next 5 years, I am going to be supplying, or I'm going to be exporting to Mozambique. I'm going to have a regional footprint. I'm going to do this. I've acquired a building. I've acquired this plant. If it's manufacturing, what is your goal? So you need to set your goals so that at least you can measure your milestones. You know, you know, just make sure to at least you set your goals. Even as we are trying to set up our businesses, even as we are trying to manya, know to Zimbabwe, pamonotengesa motor, umbotengesa mapatsi, umboita fuel, you know, like we are trying to do everything so that at least we get to live it. But try to make your goals so that at least your goals, you can achieve them. You can measure the milestones as well. So are you a goal-oriented person? If you struggle with setting goals, it's something that you have to learn as well. And it's a weakness. So you should be able to set your goals. And if it's difficult, make sure at least daily you give yourself 30 minutes to an hour of looking at your goals or of setting goals. And then try to think outside the box. What kind of goals that you would want to set. And then do you have social support? Social support is what we are doing here at Entrepreneurs. Social. Do you have that support? Do you have your family support? Do you have your husband support? Do you have your wife support? Your children support? Your family support? You need that support. It's important, because when you are going through that thing, like that lady I spoke to you about who was crying because there were no salaries, at least you need that moral support, even if that other person is not going to be giving you money or anything. You know, can you imagine going out maybe at 2 a.m. and say there's an order that has just arrived from Dubai, so I need to offload it and I need to be there and see. And then maybe your wife then says, no, you can't go. you are lying, I know we'll go together, or what, the things that happen in families. Or when you're trying to say, guys, I've got an order within your family members, can you please loan me some money? I need $500, and then that order, I'll get it. And then no one will say, we don't have money, we don't have money. So you need that moral support. You need it from your family. You need it from the social groups that you have. You need it from your community. So you need a social support. It's very, very important. If you don't have a social support at home or anywhere, then here at Enterprise, that's what we do. We offer that social support so that you are free to share your stresses. To say, guys, I don't even know what I'm going to do, or my product is not moving, my service, I haven't had an appointment. Suppose you post in Enterprise social group and say, guys, I haven't had an appointment. Maybe I'm a speaker and I haven't had an appointment for the last 6 months. Can someone book me, please, even in their organization? Maybe just to do a course, maybe literacy, financial literacy, maybe customer service, maybe sales. I'm sure 1 or 2 you get responses because they are entrepreneurs. They understand what you are going through. Someone will give you an order and someone will believe in your skills. And then your financial situation. You want to start your business and you don't have money. And you want to start borrowing, either from the bank or from friends or from family. Who among here has gotten money from their family members to start a business? Oh, guys, please, don't make my heart break. What kind of families are we? Oh, you did? Oh, that's wonderful. At least you got some money. So you need to look at your financial situation. How much savings have you put aside to start up your business? What have you put aside to start up your business? So because when you come to me, you say, I've got an order to supply bananas. They want 5 tons, but I don't have money. I need to go and source them from Wonde Valley, and I need transport, and I need money to buy bananas, and I need to package them. And I'm asking you, how much money do you have? And you say, I don't have money. Can you please, is that possible? Will I give you the money? No, I won't. But if you come to me and say, no, I've got 4,000, but I need 1,000 to be able to source those bananas, then I say, no, we can work with that. So how much money do you have set aside for your business? How are you going to start up your business? Do you need money for your business? Are you going to get a loan? If you do get a loan, then you should know that you are going to need to be paying it back. And you need to be working very hard to be able to pay back your loan. The loan is not just going to disappear. Whether you make sales or whether you don't make sales, the loan is going to be there. So what's the best option? Try and make savings from whatever. If you are currently employed, make use of your salary and put aside something so that when you want to start your business, at least the money is there. And also don't spend lavishly. You know that you are running a business. You go to fancy dinners, you drive fancy cars, you are trying to build resources, and then you are trying to spend the resources again. Where are you going to get the money for expansion? How are you going to finance your business? Because when you go for pitching for your business, when you need funding, when you explain your capital, then you say on funding 5,000. Total capital required is 50,000. On funding 10,000. What I require from investors 40,000. So maybe you say 0, and then what you require from investors is 50,000. And I'm sitting in the panel and I'm wondering, should I really give you money? Because you don't even have money for yourself. So you need money. Please make sure that you put aside, even as you're doing the side hustles, whatever, put a little bit of something aside as you also want to grow your business. And then you also look at your technical skills, like the business that you want to go into. Do you have technical skills for that business? Maybe you want to go into food processing. Do you know what it is like? Do you know what needs to be done? If you don't know, like I said, it's a weakness. It means you need to learn, but there are skills that are also learned. So you can go to school, you can learn about whatever it is that you want to do. Or maybe it's the skills that you have acquired maybe from your corporate experience. So you can actually apply them in your business. And then do you also have business management skills? Do you have business management skills? Do you know how to manage a business? Do you know how to manage people? How to manage resources? How to manage your finances? Do you know how to manage your business as a whole? Do you know marketing? Do you know sales, customer service? What is it that you know about managing a business? If you don't know, then you need to learn. And if you know, that's a good thing, but you need to increase your knowledge as well. Then knowledge of your line of business. Do you have knowledge in that line of business that you want to undertake? Or unokwanisa kungonzwa kuti hazve mapatsi emota zviri kufamba. Iwo wakutonoendawo kumapatsi emota wakuorder kuDubai. Wobva waorder mapatsi ayabva muno muZimbabwe hamutomborina mota dzinoita mapatsi iwayo. You know, so do you have knowledge? Yes, so do you have knowledge for that line of business that you want to undertake, or you don't? If you don't have knowledge, then learn. If you do have knowledge, like for example, I've been in insurance before, so at least if I say I want to insure your car, you can trust me, at least I know what I'm doing. At least I can assess your car, I can look at your car, underwrite your car, and you can actually pay the premium. So do you know what you want to do? Then negotiation skills. I'm sure we are all familiar with this. Even mukadzi ane madomasi pamusika parodi tino negotiate. Akati madomasi akari kuita dollar inde ichoti hainini madha ndine 50 cents. Asirizvo? Kana kuti mabanana emustreet aya vakati $20 ndoti aiwa dai mangu kuti $25. Dai mangu wedzerawo. You know, I try to negotiate. So negotiation skills are important, but these, they differ from level to level. As you go with your business, as your business grows, then it means that your negotiation skills level is important. Negotiation skills are actually learned. You learn the art of negotiation. It's very, very important to learn the art of negotiation. And then finally, there are last two things. Your business environment. You look at your business environment. Do you have what it takes to sustain your business? Do you have what it takes to sustain your business? And then also commitment to your community. What have you done to the community that is surrounding your business? If you manufacture something, do you just dump things outside? Or whether it's waste or whether you're manufacturing something, do you just dump your things? You need to be able to look after your environment and be committed to your business as well. So when you're establishing a business, it's more like you're on a scaffold. You know, when you're building, you're going layer by layer, bit by bit. Layer by layer and bit by bit. When you build your foundation, you put scaffold and then you go bit by bit, bit by bit. That's what happens in a business. You need to establish your business and you need to build it bit by bit, bit by bit. You need systems, you need people, you need processes. You need to know so that when you are building your business, you know the goal that you want to. When you are building a skyscraper, you start from the foundation and you put your scaffold and you do it bit by bit. So what do you do when you are trying to do your business? Do you live like a king or do you live like a pauper? What do you want to do? If you live like a king, then you are not going to build that skyscraper. But if you live like a pauper, then you are going to have enough money set aside to be able to expand. So you need to look at your funding. Like I said, it's very, very important because we entrepreneurs, sometimes we forget. We get excited when we get a tender and we get that lump sum, and then straight we go and buy our Lamborghinis, and there we are in the road, and then we forget there's a tomorrow. We need to build. When you are building a business, you are building it for 10 years. You are building it for 15 years. You are building it for the next generation. It's not for you to be able to consume everything now, but it's also for the next generation. You need to be cautious about money. You know, whether it's a startup, whether it's a Silicon Valley business, you need to be careful about money. It's very important for you to be cautious about money. You need to understand your product. You need to understand what gets into your business. If you are manufacturing t-shirts, for example, you need to understand the supplier who's going to provide the material, the cost that is going to be involved, the truck that is going to transport your goods. All those costs, you put them into your business and then you come up with your price so that at least you know where your money is going and you also know where your money is coming from. So it's very important to be cautious about money. Sometimes we just look at things at face value. Maybe, suppose I cook sadza and then I just said, sadza rangu rinoita $1. I've always wondered, vanotengesa sadza $1, do they get money from? I wonder sadza repanapo tunoita mari, maybe $10 or so. That would be a reasonable price. Because if you get sadza for $1, you've got your labor, you've got your mealie meal, your veggies, your meat, your soup, your tomatoes, your onions, and your time. If you cost all those things to come up with $1 price for a plate, is that a reasonable amount or price? So you need to look at all those costs when you are also doing a business. So you need to be cautious about money. And then what do we need to do as entrepreneurs? We need to unlock our thinking. When I say unlock our thinking, I think as a black entrepreneur, you know, being raised in a black family, we know where we come from. You go to school, you get your degree, you get a job, you get married, you have kids. If I want to start a business, I'm disrupting the status quo. I'm disrupting the status quo. If I tell my mom, no, I don't want to go to university, I want to start a business, I'm disrupting what they know. This is not what they know. They don't know how to run businesses. But I want to run a business. So what do? It means I need mentorship. But who do I go to? Who do you go to when you need mentorship for a business? Look at the Indians. We do have them here in Harare. The grandfather opens a material shop. The next one opens a hardware shop. The next one opens a stationery shop. And then they have a whole line of businesses in the same line, but in the same family. They run legacy businesses. Do we run legacy businesses as well? Are we able to run legacy businesses for ourselves? Can we leave a legacy for our children and say, no, I've run a good fight, I've done this business justice, now my child can take over? Or can they actually start their own business because they have someone to look up to? Are you the right mentor for your kids? Are you mentoring them enough so that they can actually say, no, I'm ready. I can actually start my chicken business. I can actually start my stationery business. Or I can actually start my cake making business. Do we have that mentorship among us? We are survivalist entrepreneurs. We do business to survive. We have a bill to pay, we have fees to be paid, we have food to put on the table. But is that what we want? Is that what we want? We don't want to be survivalist entrepreneurs. We want to be able to go beyond that survivalist mode. When you go beyond that survivalist mode, then you are a success. So look at yourself and see where you are. Do you want to survive or do you want to soar like an eagle? So what do we need to do? We need about 4 things that we need to be able to look at. We need a change of mindset. That's what we need. We need to change our mindset. We need to say, what does it mean to be an entrepreneur? What does it mean to build something bigger than you? Have you ever thought building something that is bigger than you? So that even, you might not even know who is Semi-Levy, but you know today there's Semi-Levy. We don't even know him. We don't even know what he was like or anything, but we know he has managed to build something that is beyond him, beyond his lifetime, or even Miku's, or all those other white-owned businesses that we know. Do you know what it is to build something that is bigger than you? Do you know what it is to build something that changes lives? You want to change lives. You want to change communities. Ultimately, you want to change your country. You want to change Zimbabwe. You want to change Africa as a whole. What is it like to be able to have that mindset, which is what we are talking about today? We need to view problems as opportunities and embrace risk and uncertainty and take ownership of your life. We need mentorship. I will not overemphasize on that. We need mentorship. It's necessary. Some might say, I don't need mentorship, I'll do my own business. You need mentorship. You need someone or somewhere that you go and say, please, how do I maneuver this? How do I go around this? I don't know. It's not a weakness to accept that you don't know. It's actually a strength, and you get help. Then you also need to foster a culture of delayed gratification. Remember, I spoke about gratification. I said, you need to be doing this, but you need to be able to foster a culture of delayed gratification and knowing that you are building it for the future generations. When a person plants a tree, an 89-year-old or even a 100-year-old Sekuru plants a tree, are they going to see that tree in the next 100 years? They are not going to be there, but they are seeing the future. They are planting that tree for the future. So what are you planting today? So that at least maybe you can enjoy later. Maybe you take 10 years to build your business, 15, 20. But at some point, then you start enjoying your business. But I'm not kune COVID nokwasongomuka usipo when usina kuenjoya mari yako. And then lastly, ladies and gentlemen, have a bit of faith. Just have faith. And the faith is the ability to see the invisible, to believe in the impossible, and to trust in the unknown. You and I today need to have a bit of faith in our own capabilities and even in our own continent of Africa, knowing that we can actually build businesses that can actually go beyond us, that can actually make a difference in our lives. Thank you. Unexpectedly. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me. I say it again, my name is Floven, for those who are not here, Mukaratirwa. I'm a managing consultant with Eternal Wealth Advisory. We do company registrations for those who are in startup. We do company amendments. We do business startup advisory. We do insurance. We do risk management as well. So we've got our flyers. I think Munya has got the flyers. You can circulate them to people, or you can give them to other people who want to be able to do. So if anyone is able to produce that flyer, in the next month, we'll be able to do their registration at 50% discount. So please get hold of me, then we'll be able to do a company registration for you. If you haven't done, formalization is one other thing in Zimbabwe that we also don't do. So please do formalize your business and do register your business as well. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.